You're watching NewsdayTV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. Billy Joel has canceled all of his concerts because of a health condition affecting his brain. The singer announced he has been diagnosed with normal pressure hydrocephalus, or NPH. In just a few moments, we'll hear from a doctor about what this means, and we'll hear from the singer's former bandmates. And only in Newsday, police are investigating the disappearance of a Long Island couple that vanished nearly 2 months ago. Police say Wan Zhuang and her husband Pei Sean Fan were last seen at their old Brookville mansion on March 30th. The couple has 2 sons, 12 and 20 years old. And a local music teacher has been charged with owning and distributing child porn. According to court documents, Michael Fazio acknowledged he uploaded inappropriate images of young girls. But his attorney says Fazio pleaded not guilty and denies the allegations. Fazio taught at W.T. Clark High School and Middle School. The district officials say there he has not been on school grounds since the allegations. And the Massapequa School District says they will continue to fight the state's ban on Native American mascots. The district filed an amended complaint this week. They claim the ban violates their First Amendment rights. Massapequa is one of 4 Long Island districts that have taken legal action to keep their names. And the New York Islanders have named their new GM. Matthew Darsh joins the team after 3 seasons as the Lightning's assistant GM. The 48-year-old replaces Lou Lamoriello, who held the position for 7 seasons. The Islanders hold the #1 pick in the NHL draft next month. And crowds headed to Jones Beach for a preview of the 4-Leaf Air Show. Practice began this afternoon after some weather delays. High-speed fighter jets, stunt pilots, and Marine demo teams all took off from MacArthur Airport for the rehearsal. The air show officially begins tomorrow at 10 a.m. All right, let's take a quick look at tomorrow's weather. If you're heading out to the air show, check it out. It's going to be gorgeous. Temps in the 60s. There'll be some clouds overhead. Not quite the hottest beach day, but it will be pleasant. We'll have that 7-day forecast later for you in the broadcast. So Billy Joel has canceled all of his concerts through 2026 due to a medical condition affecting his brain. The singer announced he has been diagnosed with normal pressure hydrocephalus, or NPH. Joining me now to discuss is Dr. Michael Egner, pediatric neurosurgeon at Stony Brook Children's Hospital. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us. Now, my first question is, what is NPH?
NPH is normal pressure hydrocephalus, which is a condition in which there's an abnormal buildup of spinal fluid inside the ventricles of the brain. It affects about 1 in 500 people over the age of 70, and it usually begins as a disorder of walking. People have trouble with their balance. It can go on for a couple of years, getting gradually worse. People can have trouble with their bladder, and people can have problems with their memory, although the memory problems are usually relatively mild. It's got a good prognosis, and there are good treatments for it.
Now, what causes NPH?
We don't know. It's a rather mysterious condition. It was first discovered in the 1960s, and there's a great deal of research going on about it. But we don't yet fully understand why the spinal fluid builds up.
Now, my last question for you, doctor, is what treatments are available for this?
Usually the first treatment is some physical therapy to help people strengthen their legs. And the most effective treatment for it is usually a shunt, which is a small plastic tube that's placed inside the ventricle of the brain and then is tunneled under the skin into the abdomen. And there's a valve in the system, and that allows the fluid, when it starts to build up inside the brain, to just gently go into the abdomen and be reabsorbed back into the body. The operation takes about an hour. It's relatively safe, it's relatively simple, and most people get quite a bit better from the operation.
Now, the Hicksville raised musician says he has been having problems with hearing, vision, and balance. The 76-year-old says the condition has worsened because of his recent performances. Now, a social media post says, in part, "I'm so sorry to disappoint our audience, and thank you for understanding." Now, all tickets for upcoming shows will be refunded. And Newsday spoke to someone who shared the stage with Billy for many years, Joel's former bandmate, Richie Kanata.
It's got to be devastating for him not to be able to do it, because I know how strong he feels about making music and doing it the way he likes to do it. Unfortunately, his health is more important, and he must follow that route to get himself better. At this point, it's just prayers, and hope that him and his family support Billy, and he gets himself better.
Now you can read more about this story. Go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Ross Farrell and Tabish Farrell have always been side by side. They blew out birthday candles together, got their yellow belts together, and learned how to play the cello together.
We've always kind of had a very close relationship. That chem test was crazy.
And now the twin brothers are wrapping up their senior year at Mount Sinai High School with perhaps their greatest accomplishment. They're graduating at the top of the class together.
My name is Tabish Farrell. I'm 17 years old, and I am rank 1 in this class.
My name is Ross Farrell. I'm 17 years old, and I'm the salutatorian at Mount Sinai High School.
The brothers are the first twins to achieve Val and Sal status in Mount Sinai High School's 34-year history.
To me, what really stands out is their sense of family, their sense of faith, and the sacrifices that they've made to be in the position they're in.
The twins excel in the sciences. A razor-thin .3 separated their final GPAs.
I'm super happy that we are both 1 and 2, even if it's a little sweeter that I got 1, but I would have been totally happy with 2.
I feel beyond lucky that I get to share it with him more than anything.
Brotherly love has been the theme of their lives since they were born on July 27, 2007. Ross is older than Tabish by 1 minute.
I'm 60 seconds older, so those are probably the most freeing 60 seconds I've ever had.
But jokes aside, the twins say they've never been too competitive with each other, choosing instead to support each other.
We noticed early on that working together was very much more beneficial than if we were to compete with one another. And I really don't think I'd be where I am today if I didn't have him by my side.
The Farrell twins are not only book smart, the brothers have made notable achievements outside of school. Ross and Tabish are accomplished cellists with performances at Carnegie Hall on their resumes, and they're a force in mixed martial arts.
Try a couple more.
The twins say their successes are rooted in family support.
Both my mother and father have raised me to kind of want to be the best I can.
They've offered support that I am unbelievably grateful for. Get a little smile right here.
Ross and Tabish will be heading to Princeton University in the fall. For Newsday TV, I'm Virginia Huey.
Sarah Sounds Off is brought to you by Roll Up Awnings.
All right, this week, Sarah sounds off with St. Dominic's Luke Lang, who talks about overcoming a serious illness to become a top high school pitcher.
How do you think you got through such a difficult time in your life?
Without their support, my family, the nurses, most importantly, I kind of just stayed myself. Didn't really know what was going on at such a young age, but I just stayed myself day in, day out, and they kind of just did whatever they had to do around me.
Now you can watch this week's episode with Newsday High School sports editor Greg Sarah streaming now on Newsday.com. Just click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Feed Me is brought to you by Sarant Cadillac.
Dubai Chocolate is taking Long Island by storm. Created by Dubai chocolatier Fix Dessert, the rich and crunchy treat went viral on TikTok in 2023. Dubai Chocolate blends milk chocolate, pistachio cream, and kanafa, or katafi, a Middle Eastern dessert.
We're here at the Dirty Cheesecake in Smithtown. They're one of a bunch of different spots that have jumped on this viral trend, and we're going to try their lineup.
The kanafa has to be toasted in a certain temperature with a certain ingredient. That was my mom's recipe. We toast that with butter in the oven to give that crunch. So when you mix it with the pistachio cream, you get the creaminess with the crunch. That's the perfect combination.
I'm so ready to dig in.
On Long Island, there's no shortage of restaurateurs and pastry chefs getting creative with the trend. New York Caffeine in Franklin Square has a Dubai cookie cupcake and chocolate croissant as part of their lineup. The Barn in Merrick offers a Dubai chocolate chai latte. Over in Farmingdale, Ralph's Famous Italian Ices has a Dubai chocolate sundae.
So crunchy, so creamy, so perfect.
I'm Melissa Azopefa for Newsday TV.
And it looks really good too. All right, let's take a closer look at your 7-day forecast, shall we? We'll take another peek at the weekend, of course, for the air show. If you're going in Memorial Day, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, it's going to be gorgeous. Next week, too, we're in the 70s, but the clouds will stick with us.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Fire Island Ferries.
You're watching Newsday TV. For more on all the stories you've seen here today, head over to Newsday.com. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for joining us and have a great weekend.